Hello, this is Rev Dore, Jacques Patlian, teaching the science of mind from Sarasota, Florida. Today we want to talk about wherever you go, there you are. You know, I had a dream last night. I'm a world-class dreamer. I dream a lot, and they're almost movie quality. But this one was wakeupandlive.net post material delivered special delivery right to my subconscious mind. Now, you know, this podcast is a video version of the posts on my website, wakeupandlive.net, so check it out. I found myself packing a suitcase, several in fact, for a long trip. I remember that I was packing Wranglers, cowboy boots, and my Stetson hat. Yes, I have all these. I picked up the fondness for Western dress while living in Phoenix. It seems that I was moving for several months to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and when in Cheyenne, do as the locals do. I have no idea why I chose Cheyenne. Remember, this is a dream. It seems that I needed a change of scene as things just were not going well in my life. There was discord in relationships, abundance not flowing, and just general restlessness. Now, I have to make a little note to my wife here. No, honey, this isn't real. All's well. It's just a dream. I was taking the geographic cure to change my life and my dream. I was sure that once I got to Cheyenne, somehow all of my issues and problems would just evaporate. In fact, I was so sure that I was doing the right thing that I couldn't wait to begin the journey. It felt almost like a journey to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Wow, I haven't been this excited since I was 6 years old and it was Christmas Eve. To make it more bizarre, I was driving. That's right, I was going to drive from Sarasota, Florida to Cheyenne, Wyoming. You can't spend several months in Wyoming without my trusty little Lexus. So, off I went. Now, the last time I went on that long a car trip was when I drove from Phoenix to Sarasota way back in 1992. Isn't that interesting? When I was young, people used to take huge, long car trips, thought nothing of it. We all fly today, don't we? Well, let me tell you, Sarasota to Cheyenne is a long doggone drive. In my dream, I told myself I was making the trip because I needed to rediscover who I really was while on this long and very scenic trip to the high plains. The dream continues with me making a few unscheduled stops, enjoying the trip immensely, but being a bit disappointed when I arrived in Cheyenne. Now, Cheyenne is a nice, rather typical western town. It's a capital city town, so a lot of it's devoted to government. But it isn't Sarasota. 1,500 miles to the nearest beach. Even in fall, it's cold, especially at night. I didn't even want to think about what the winter's coming sooner than I would have imagined were going to be like. I'm not a snow kind of guy, but in this dream I soon found that Cheyenne gets buried in snow from time to time, and you never know when it's coming. Boy, talk about a weird dream. I skipped forward my dream to the spring of the next year, and let me tell you that spring on the high plains and in the Rockies is really something to see. Absolutely gorgeous. However, nothing was getting better in my life. Since I was running short of cash, I thought about getting a job. I couldn't find a job unless I wanted to go back to selling cars in town, because the salesman can always find work, or work in the coal pits or the shale oil sites, of which Wyoming has a great supply. Too old for the coal and the oil, and just couldn't bring myself to go back into the showroom, so in my dream I didn't get a job. What was I going to do? In fact, although I really liked the trip, it did nothing to fix what was wrong in my life. Are you surprised? Well, if you're not, you're wiser than the dream Dore. I'd forgotten the basic rule that says wherever you go, there you are. You can't leave behind the inner you that is creating the outer reflection we call life. You can never outrun who you are, no matter how hard you try or how far you travel. Your issues are stowaways on every journey, and when you arrive, they come out to play. Those same old issues, habits, and problems, but they're dressed up in brand new clothes. Same thing, they just look different. I have said this in hundreds of posts and podcasts, but it bears repeating. Your life is a perfect reflection of the inner you. Your thoughts, your attitudes, your beliefs, prejudices, values, and dislikes, and your likes, your basic character. Until you change you, nothing changes, whether you go to Cheyenne or the moon. You are the cause of your life, a cause with a capital C. And all problems must be fixed at the level of cause. Ask the folks on the Titanic what happens when you arrange deck chairs instead of plugging the leak. Here are a few quick tips on making a quick change in your life. Tip number 1, stay home. Unless you live in a really bad place, there's no place like home. A new locale may be exciting, but it usually creates more problems than it solves, as the Rev Dore found out in Cheyenne. 2, start changing what you say and think to yourself. Did you know that your self-talk is the most important conversation you have all day? In fact, they're the seedbed of your life. 60% of your total thought time is taken up with self-talk. So it's pretty important, if you want to change your life, to change what you say to yourself. Start changing what you say and think about to others. What you think about and then speak about to others is what people know of you. It's how you're perceived by others, and it's how you're judged. After all, they can't judge anything except your body language and what comes out of your mouth. Changing about 51% or more of your thinking and speaking, from complaints, gripes, judgment of others, needing to be right. That's a big one. So many of us need to be right all the time. And don't you just love people who are like that? To what you love in your life, how great it is, how your favorite team is doing well, how fortunate you are to have your great family, and how blessed you are to still have teeth and hair. Now, if you don't have teeth and hair, I advise you to go buy some. Think, speak, and make your choices as if you were programming the computer software of your life. Because you know something? You are. You are the network administrator, you're the programmer in chief, and if there's a glitch, you did it. The good news is that you can run a utility, do a reboot, and fix it. Number 4. Decide to decide. This is a big one. Make decisions. Cultivate the skill of decisiveness. Failure to make clear, sure decisions in your life condemns you to life on the default settings, and therefore you live somebody else's life. Ugh. Really don't want to do that. Being two-minded is mental and spiritual paralysis, and it produces a most unsatisfactory life. Try these 4 actions and keep it up for 6 months, and I will bet you a quart of Ben & Jerry's, Cherry Garcia, Chunky Monkey, I don't care, whatever you want, that your life will change dramatically. Until we're together again, bye-bye for now. Final note, you want to know more about religious science, which is the teaching of the science of mind? Log on to csl.org and find the Center for Spiritual Living nearest you. We have a presence in 34 nations, and we're all over the U.S. and most of Canada. Come to one of our Sunday celebrations or sign up for a class. You might feel like you finally come home. Bye-bye.